Today our topic is HTML frames and myself I am Srinivasarao Tottampudi, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRKR Engineering College, Bhimavaram. Coming to the objective of this lecture is to learn about HTML frames. Coming to HTML frames, HTML frames are used to divide the browser window into multiple sections where each section can load a separate document. So by using HTML frames, we can able to divide our browser window into multiple sections where we can load a separate document on each section. So after dividing the browser window into multiple frames, those collection of frames are known as a frame set. So a frame set is nothing but a collection of frames in the browser window. Coming to creating the frames, so in order to use frames on a page, we use the tag frame set instead of body tag. We already know that every HTML program contains a body tag, but in case of frames, instead of using body tag, we have written the frame set tag. So the frame set tag is written instead of the body tag. The frame set tag is used to divide the browser window into multiple sections. So it defines how to divide the window into frames. The frame set tag defines how to divide the browser window into frames, where each frame is indicated by using the tag frame. So after dividing the browser window into multiple sections, in order to load a separate document on each section, we need to use the tag frame. So frame tag defines which HTML document shall open into that frame. Coming to the attributes of frame set tag, there are 5 attributes for frame set tag. The first one is COLS. The name it indicates that COLS attribute is used to divide the browser window into columns. So we can specify the values of attribute columns in 4 ways. That is by we can specify the column values by using ordinary pixel values. That means first column value is 100 and the second column value is 100. So by specifying the pixel values, COLS equals to 100 100, the browser came to know that it can be divided into 2 columns. The first column takes the value 100 pixel value, and the next column takes the 100 value. Next column value takes the value 100. We can also specify the columns value as percentages. Here I am writing, I have written COLS equals to 10 percentage, 90 percentage. That means the browser window is divided into 2 columns. The first frame takes the size 10 percentage, and the second frame takes the size remaining 90 percentage. So we can also specify the value as wildcard symbols. That is written here. COLS equals to 10 percentage comma star. That means the first frame takes the 10 percentage area in the area of 10 percentage of the entire browser window, and remaining 90 percentage area. Here star means remaining area after allocating the first frame size. So the first frame takes 10 percentage of the area. The remaining 90 percentage of the area can be set for the second frame. This symbol is known as wildcard symbol. So we can specify the columns value by using pixels, by using percentages, and by using wildcard symbols. Coming to the next attribute, rows. So the name it indicates that rows is an attribute. It is used to divide our browser window into multiple rows. Columns is used to divide the browser window into multiple columns, whereas rows is used to divide the browser window into multiple rows. It is also taking the same values. Either we can specify the rows equals to rows values in pixels, percentages, or wildcard symbols. Coming to the next one, border. Using the border attribute, this attribute specifies the width of the border of each frame in pixels. That means we can able to set the border for our frame by using the attribute called border. That means we can increase the pixel value thickness of the border by using the attribute border. Next one is frame border. The frame border attribute specifies a three-dimensional border between frames. That means in order to specify the three-dimensional view between each frame, we can specify the frame border attribute value equals to yes or no. So the frame border attribute takes two values, yes or no. So if we specify the border attribute, frame border attribute equal to s, that means the frames can be displayed in the 3D view. If we specify the border frame border value equals to no, that means we don't have a 3D view for the frames. And coming to the last one, frame spacing. The name it indicates that the frame spacing attribute is used to specify the space between each frame. So it takes the pixel values, for example frame spacing equals to 10. So it specifies the distance between each frame by the value 10. These are the attributes of frame set tag. So first one is columns. It is used to divide our browser window into multiple columns. We can specify the value. We can specify the column values either in pixels or in percentages or in wildcard symbols. Rows is used to divide the browser window into multiple rows. Border is used to set the border for our frame. The border value is specified in the pixels, for example 10. Next one is frame border. It is used to specify whether we are having a 3D view or not. If you specify the frame border equals to yes, then it is viewed as a 3D view. If you specify the frame border value equals to no, that means we don't want a 3D view. Finally, frame spacing. It is used to provide the space between each frame. Coming to the frame tag attributes. Coming to the frame tag attributes, the first attribute is a SRC. Second one name, third one margin width, margin height, no resize, and scrolling. Coming to the first one SRC, where the attribute SRC is used to give the file name that should be loaded in the frame. So SRC specifies the source of the file that should be loaded on that particular frame. So SRC value is the for example SRC equals to 1.html. That means the source file opening to that frame is HTML 1.html file. That is about SRC. Second one is name. So we can specify a name to our frame by using the attribute name. So name equals to top frame, name equals to bottom frame, left frame or right frame, like that. Coming to third one, margin width. This attribute allows us to specify the width of space between the left and right of the frame borders and the frame content. Coming to the next one, margin height. Margin height. This attribute is used to specify the height of space between the top and bottom of the frame borders and its contents. So margin width is used to specify the width of left and right frames, whereas margin height is used to specify the height of space between top and bottom borders of the frame. Coming to the next one, no resize. So by default we can resize any frames by clicking and dragging on the borders of the frame. So in order to prevent that nature, we need to use the attribute no resize. So when we specify no resize equals to no resize, that means the users can't able to drag and click on the frames. So no resize equals to no resize. So when we specify the attribute value no resize equals to no resize, then we can't able to drag the frame and we can't able to click on that frame. Otherwise the frames are clicked and dragged by the users. So in order to prevent that nature, we need to use the attribute no resize. And last one is scrolling. So this attribute controls the appearance of the scroll bars that appear on the frame. So it takes either yes, no or auto values. So by specifying the scrolling value equals to no, it prevents the it prevents by scrolling nature. If we specify the scrolling value equals to yes, then the user can able to scroll that frame. These are the attributes of the frame tag attributes. Coming to the example coming to the example, in this example we have a header tag, and inside the header tag we have title tag. It is used to specify the title for our page. So this file is saved with start.html, and after that we have written frame set tag. We already know that the frame set tag is written instead of body tag, so it is written instead of body tag. Here frame set equals to frame set space columns equals to 200 comma wildcard symbol star. That means our browser window is divided into two columns. The first frame takes the value 200, and remaining value can be taken by the second frame. After that we have mentioned various attributes. Frame border equals to 1. That means each frame is having the border value 1, and next one is border equals to 0. After that we have written another attribute, frame spacing equals to 0. That means there is no space between each frame. After that we have written frame tag. So the first tag, frame set tag, is used to divide our browser window into two columns, and after that we have to specify the source file of the source file for each frame. That is done by the frame tag. Here we have written frame space src equals to left.html. That means in the first column the source file is left.html. So the name of the first frame is left frame, and scrolling equals to, we have specified the attribute scrolling equals to no. That means we can't able to scroll that frame. And after that we have written another attribute no resize equals to no resize. That means we can't able to resize the frame, because here we are specifying the value no resize equals to no resize. That means it prevents the resizing of the frame. So the frame tag is a unpaired tag, that is why it is contain only starting one, whereas frame set tag is a unpaired tag, that is it contains both opening and ending ones. Frame is a unpaired tag. Coming to next one, we have written another source for the second column frame. So source equals to write.html. So in the second column our source document is write.html, and name of the second frame name is write frame. After that we have written no frames tag. So the job of no frames tag is, if our browser does not support frames concept, the users came to know that by using this tag no frames. So inside the no frames, so we can able to write the body tag, and inside the body tag we have written browser does not support frames. So by using this text, we can able to know that our browser doesn't support frames. So this can be done by using the tag no frames. It is a paired tag, it contains both starting one and ending one. Coming to first frame source, that is left.html, we already know that our browser window is divided into two columns. In the first column we have specified the source file as left.html. So this is the content behind left.html. In the left.html, here we have specified the bg color equals to pink. That means the first browser window is having the color pink, and after that we have written two anchor tags in the first frame. That means first column we have written two anchor tags. That means we have written two links by using the anchor tag. Ahref equals to register.html, and target equals to write frame. That means, so whenever we click on the linked text registration, so by default it is opened on the right frame. That means it is opened on the second frame. So after clicking the registration, the target is right frame. That means the linked document register.html is opened on the right frame. After that we have created another anchor tag where href equals to login.html, and the linked text is a login. Here also we have specified the target name equals to right frame, That means when we click on the linked text login, the the linked document is opened on the right frame. That means second column frame. This is the source of second column write.html. Here we specify in the body tag we have paragraph tag. So click on any link on the left side and see the result here. We have written like that in the paragraph tag. So after executing the program, we have output. That output can be shown on the next slide. So this is the output after executing the start frame.html. So our first main.html file is a start.html. So after executing the start.html, the browser window is divided into two columns, which is shown here. So in the first column we have created two links, registration and login. In the next column we have written a message in the paragraph tag that is shown here. So after that we have another screen. So by clicking on the registration link, the target linked document is opened on the right frame, that is here. So by clicking on the registration link, we can display the output. We can see the output in the next frame, that is the targeted frame. So by clicking on the login, the document is also displayed on the target frame, that is on the second column, that is shown here. So by clicking on the login linked text login, the output is displayed on the second frame. Thank you.